Now for our density lab, we're going to be wanting to explore the geometry of various shapes so that we can determine their volumes, and by knowing their volumes along with their mass, then we can compute their densities. So let's take a look first at just some of the shapes that you'll encounter in this introductory lab. Well, one basic shape is a block nature, and so if we have some way to measure the length, width, and height, what you call them is really not relevant as long as you get the three different measurements. Then you'll have, by using a formula for the volume of a sphere, you'll be able to calculate that volume, and once again having the mass, you can get the density. Other shapes which you will encounter will be spheres. Let's see if I can just pick up the kit so you can see a little closer. And I'm pointing at each of these spheres right here, and they are of different sizes, and yet we know that if we suppose that they're all of the same material, then the size is irrelevant, and we should be able to compute the density of them despite the fact that they're different shapes. So spheres, you'll have to use the formula for the volume of a sphere in order to help us arrive at the density. Cylinders, we'll also be working with those, so you can see these different size cylinders, and in this case they are made of different materials, and ultimately that's one thing that you might like to discern about a material is based on its density calculation. It can help you eliminate oftentimes what it's not, and for a pure substance to come up with a reasonable understanding of what the material is. So cylinders, and if we open this kit here, you'll see various shapes. Well, the shapes are pretty much the same. What I mean to say is there are various materials. Like you see here, this is an aluminum sample, and this is iron, and this is brass, and so on. And so we need to have a way to measure the dimensions. A couple more. We'll also gain skill in determining densities of not only rectangular solids and cylinders and spheres, but also cylinders that have been hollowed out, as you see here, or with this washer, as you see here. And so we want to be able to take measurements as well of the outside and the inside. So next we're going to be talking about instruments that help us do that